Again, it's amazing that I'm hearing my friends across the aisle complain about closed rules and going through regular order. Again, we're being gaslit in real time by the left. I'd like to remind my friends across the aisle that at this point in the 117th Congress, again, when Democrats were in control, this is when Chairman McGovern ran the Rules Committee, Democrats had made 61% of their rules closed. In this Congress, the GOP has passed 66 more measures out of the Rules Committee compared with the Democrats at this point in the 117th. The GOP is legislating in this Congress. We have proportionally fewer closed rules over a much larger pool of bills. And 33% of our closed rules were because no amendments were submitted. They were closed because no one even put forward amendments. And in the 118th, 81% of the rules measures that have gone to the floor vote have garnered bipartisan support for final passage. So again, Mr. Speaker, my friends across the aisle like to complain about amendments being made in order. They like to complain about regular order, but facts don't lie. They had 61% of their bills closed rules. I just had a litany of bills that did not go through regular order. You can't hide from the stats, but let's not fool ourselves. The American people don't care about arcane rules of procedure in the House. No one cares about this. What they do care about are things like foreign policy. And it's amazing, like I'm being gaslit on procedures in the House. I'm being gaslit about the last administration's position on foreign policy. I'm sure if you'd ask people around the world if they'd rather have President Trump or Biden, it would be President Trump, and here's why. President Trump actually killed al-Baghdadi. He dismantled ISIS. When it comes to Iran, he neutralized Soleimani. He also targeted proxy groups that were controlled by the Iranians in the surrounding area. He put the Quds Force and the Houthis on the terrorist watch list, actions the Biden administration has tried to reverse. He blocked the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which weakened Russia. He had the Abraham Accords. We had 0 attacks from Russia during the period. Remember, it was under Obama that Russia came into the Crimea, and then Russia didn't do anything for 4 years. Then magically, when the Democrats came in, showing weakness and vacillation in the face of aggression, then the Russians invaded more parts of Ukraine. Also, when it comes to China, it was President Trump who put tariffs on China and held China into account. The Biden administration has done very little on that front. But, the list goes on, but I'll leave it at that for the sake of time. But talking about being gaslit, we're being gaslit on the ICC, this International Kangaroo Court. There is so much disinformation out there about the ICC, especially regarding their actions on Israel. Let me just clear some things up. 1, the ICC's warrant filings are factually wrong. 2, Israel has conducted itself consistently with international law and its humanitarian obligations. 3, the ICC does not have jurisdiction over Israel, as the nation is not an ICC member. And 4th, the ICC warrant applications for Israeli leaders threaten U.S. national security. So let's just get the facts out there. Those are the facts, and you can't hide from them. But it's amazing how many of my friends across the aisle, beholden to the extreme far left, want to talk about these make-believe Israeli transgressions when they wholeheartedly ignore the transgressions of international law of Hamas. You want to go through a list of all the international law that Hamas has broken? Let's do it. Targeting civilians. Let's start with that. Not wearing a uniform. Hiding among civilian populations. Storing weapons in places like mosques and schools. Having their military headquarters in a hospital. Using torture, rape, deprivation of food, water, and medical aid for their hostages. This is just a short list, but it's amazing how the left, controlled by radical, dangerous extremists, refuse to call out Hamas and their violations while latching on to these false perceived notions that the Israelis are somehow the ones in violation of international law. Look, I'm sick and tired of the gaslighting. The American people know the truth, and we're going to see the results of that in a few months.